Hello and welcome to test number 732. This is the Mizuno Fortius 30 power badminton racket review. So who are we and what do we do? We test badminton equipment like strings, shuttlecocks, shoes, and of course lots of rackets. Over 750 in actual fact. Rackets tested on our site and in great detail like you've never seen before. If you go to our website and go onto the e-zone, you can sign in and see all this information for free. You can also advertise your club for free, and you can also advertise any forthcoming tournaments for free. We do ask of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our website, press the like button, and if you can afford it, please do donate whatever you can so we can keep our work going forward. Thank you. Right, availability, £135 is the retail price. We sell this racket. We don't know where else you can buy them. I know you can get them quite commonly in Japan, but we do not have links with the companies that sell them in Japan. It's quite hard to communicate with some of them. So we will send this worldwide. We can also ship from Asia if it's cheaper. We can ship from Asia, or we can ship from the UK, and we will do whichever one is cheaper for you, the consumer, to get the racket at a reasonable price. Manufacturer specs on this racket. It weighs in at, it's a 4U racket. It is balanced towards the head. It's head heavy. The shaft is stiff. It has a G5 grip and maximum string tension of 32 pounds. We believe this is manufactured in Taiwan. I remember we struggled to find out that information actually, but we believe this is a Taiwanese manufactured racket, and I don't think there's anything else. It's made of hot melt tech, so some graphite involved, which there is in all rackets, and that's really all there is to tell you about this. Now let's compare that quickly to the e-zone testing of this racket. It weighed in at 88.5 grams. That's with BG65 grip supplied by Mizuno. It's quite head heavy actually. It's 315 the balance point, so a little bit more head heavy than we were expecting it to be, but this is the power version, so obviously trying to get more power out of it. And in terms of the shaft, it's a medium flex shaft. Design and fit, well, it's a typical Mizuno affair. However, I do have to say that I've never quite seen a racket like this where so basically the head is matte. Coming up to here, it's all matte, and then there's a sticker which makes it gloss, but you can just very clearly see where the sticker is. You know, they're not integrated to one another. You can actually clearly see the stickers being put over the top, which is a bit of a weird thing to do for a company like Mizuno, who manufacture at such a high level. And this is £135. It doesn't look bad or there's anything wrong with it. It's just I've not seen it before, and obviously I've seen a lot of rackets, but I'll show you the close-up pictures. Take a look at it and see what you think for yourself. So how does this racket play? Well, like a lot of Mizuno rackets, in terms of its feel, it's right in the middle. It feels not light or heavy, it feels right in the middle. In terms of the stiffness, it feels medium to use. It feels medium stiff to use, not too stiff, not too flexible. And in terms of its airspeed, it doesn't feel really fast or really slow. It feels somewhere in the middle of those two things. In terms of its strength, well, it has very good overhead ability, so clears come nice and easy with this racket. You get good clears, backhand clears, nice and easy, off-center clearing, nice and easy with this racket. It's also quite easy to pick up and use. I don't think it'll take a lot of sessions to get used to it. You pick this racket up, you can use it fairly easily, and typically of Mizuno, it has got reasonably good defense, repulsion and drives. They're not amazing, but they're reasonably good. It didn't deliver in the smash area like I was expecting it to, but what I did find is, as I started to understand its smash potential a little bit better, we were able to get more and more power out of it. So I think the E-zone smash result, which showed it at 242, which is fairly low, don't forget our guy has to stay within a certain range. Body movement is very limited because we're recording the head speed for the E-zone, the shuttle speed, so he has to stay fairly still. When you're able to move a little bit more and get yourself exactly in line and really swing around your hips and get your elbow and your wrist involved, I think you will generate a respectable smash from the racket. In conclusion, I'd say that first of all, an intermediate to professional players will be using a racket like this, would not be recommended for beginners. Singles players, I don't see any reason not to. I mean, yes, control could be a little bit easier to find with this racket. It's not so easy to find the precise weight required to get the shuttle. It's always a little bit of a guess, and you're always over hitting or under hitting, not quite getting it right. So you can't, I think that's going to be a time thing. And from a smash perspective, again, I think once you're in movement, you will get reasonable smashes. So even though the score for this racket could be better, it's proven to be very popular, and the reason I'm going to say yes to it is because we've had a number of people buy this racket. You know, at least 20 of these rackets we've sold, and we know that the feedback has been really good. You know, it's been really good feedback. So based on that, based on our own testing of the racket and how we scored it on court, I think it'll be okay for a singles player to use, and for a doubles player also okay. Now that's independently for this racket. How does it compare when it has to stand up to the likes of the Altius 03 Control, the Altius 03 Power, you know, then there is of course the Tectonic 7 Drive and other rackets like that? Well, this is what I would say to you. The Mizuno JPX range, the Speed, the V Edition, the Attack, the Limited Edition, which we've tested before, and some of the 8.1, the 8.3 that we tested in the last test session, they are all very stable, solid, accurate rackets. They feel professional, okay? This racket is very different in its style, play and feel to the Tectonic 7s. They're light, they're fast, they're flexible, they're totally different. They're just a professional racket made professionally, but easy and fast. These are much more stable, and they feel more like the Fellet range, which, you know, were one of the most stable and accurate rackets, one of the most that we'd tried in a number of years. So I think it competes with them. Now the problem of course is this is £135. The Fellet range is all $99.99. So it starts to get very tricky. Can we honestly say go and buy the Fortius 30 Power when we know that the Altius 03 Control, Altius 03 Power are also awesome rackets and probably better than this? You know, the Mizuno JPXs are also very good, and then of course the Fellet range is solid. It's really hard to say that this is better than them when really it's not. And then of course we have the Black Panther Beige Knives, a 3U version. It's a different league, it's a different ball game, that racket. It doesn't feel like a 3U racket, it feels more like a 4U racket. I know this is classified as 4U, but it weighs in at 88.5 grams, so I'm putting it into that category of weight, not by manufacturer, by our own specs, by the E-zone specs. And in that respect, you know, if you took the 3U, the 4U or the 3U Black Panther, they are fast, they're powerful, they're harder to get hold of and play with, but you're going to need some time. But trust me when I say this, everyone who's bought one has loved it. So it's a difficult call. I love this. I think this racket is great. I think it's got the power, but I think it's a little bit hard to get the power out of. It's going to be a little bit harder to get used to compared to the Altius 03 Control or 03 Power. So ultimately it's going to be down to you. I am not going to give it a thumbs down or up in respect of should you buy it, should you consider it, or should you, you know, it's really, you've got to look at yourself as an individual player. Do you prefer, can you handle something that's going to require a bit more input, it's going to require more effort, or do you want something that's easy to pick up and just get on with? If it's an easy to pick up and get on with racket, head over to the Tectonic 7 Drive, head over to the Black Panther. Or if you want something that's really professional, really accurate, really sturdy, the Fellet range is worthy of serious consideration. Now, if you want to see the smash, the maneuver shot for this racket, please go across the E-zone. It's free of charge. Sign in. All of you who are asking comparative questions like how does this compare to this racket to another racket, go to the E-zone. That will answer the questions a lot better for you. If you want to advertise your club, it's free on the Badminton Racket Review platform. If you want to advertise a tournament, it's free of charge too. If you're going to go to the eZone, use a desktop or a laptop. Mobile phones don't work great at the moment. There's just too much info. We put so much info into the eZone, putting it onto a little screen, it's just hard. It just doesn't, it's much harder to read and understand what you're looking at on a phone. I know a lot of Asia use phones, and that is something we're going to address with an app down the road, hopefully this year, but we'll try our best. We'll see. It's hard at the moment in the UK to do anything related to badminton. Outside of that, a lot of love from Badminton Racket Review to all of you. We love you too. There's so much love we receive, so much positivity we receive. We don't mind the criticism we get, you know, because some of it is very fair. You know, we do miss, if we miss something or you've got a suggestion for us, we love all that. We can tell. We're not here to say we're not the gods of badminton. You guys are everything. We do this for you, the badminton community. The eZone is built for the badminton community. Badminton Racket Review is here to serve the badminton community. So please do keep up the sharing, do keep up the likes, do keep up the subscriptions. It's really, really appreciated. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next video.